looking any better? Oh, looks like we're back.
Oh, so I guess we came back, huh? All right. Welcome back.
All right.
I just went with the most Poochie of characters that I could possibly find. And that's Dazzler.
Yeah, except I really enjoyed playing as Dazzler in the X-Men arcade game, so...
I'm not saying she's irredeemable, I'm just saying she's the most Poochie I could find.
Yeah, she's up there, that's for sure. What if we had a disco X-Men?
Yeah, and she could promote shit and it'd be super fun. But she had like her own series for 42 issues or some crazy shit, right?
Why? How?
Jeez.
What? I can't even say that because of everything they're putting out nowadays. It's like, oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, she's maximum Poochie for me.
Max Pooch.
Mega Pooch.
Tire number 1.
My number 1 goes to a little man who is very near and dear to my heart. A man who I just wish would just fucking go away. My number 1 is a hearty fuck you to Shane Douglas.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's such
Very
a good
nice.
one, dude.
Yeah.
Wrestling fans always often talk about go away heat, where it's not like, oh, this guy's the bad guy, boo, oh, Triple H, get out of here, man. I dread when I see Shane Douglas on a card. He always picks up the mic, he always cuts the exact same fucking promo, and then he always does the exact same bullshit match, even if it's on a scaffolding conservatively 6 feet above the ring. I do not care. Go away, you prick. You had your minute. You won the first ECW championship. Good. Go. Leave. Take it and bounce.
He makes sense as an ECW star. He doesn't make sense as anything else.
He makes sense as the first one, because then RVD can come and then strip him away from that, because RVD's the best.
Yeah.
For him to come out and, like, call out fucking Ric Flair 4 weeks in a row. Ugh. Go back to your Walmart.
It's a Target. It's classy. Boy, that is a fucking good one. Like I don't even know what the character is. Like braggadocious idiot.
Yeah, I mean, I understand if you're trying to be like, oh, I'm the younger guy who's better than the older guy, because Randy Orton's done that a ton of times, and it's great. That makes sense to me. But for him to be Shane Douglas and doing that, hard pass. Oh, hard pass.
Yeah, that boy, you're absolutely right. I was kind of hyped when he first showed up in WCW for us, because like I don't know, I thought he was an okay wrestler, and the first time he cut that promo, I was like, yeah, this is a good promo. And then I mean, it might even be verbatim. Has he? It's like. He says the same one. Sometimes he doesn't even say who he's wrestling. He's just like, and listen here, insert wrestler here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take your girlfriend or something.
Listen up, X. I can't believe you've disrespected Y. Guess what? You're gonna get your ass franchised. But
I'm also 100% on board with that being the worst catchphrase of all time.
Oh, absolutely.
Definitely.
Triple H on commentary once was asked if he was bilingual, and he said, "That's not the only thing I'm bi about." And that's a better catchphrase than "get your ass franchised."
Yeah, he's not bi, he's try.
Try.
Ooh.
I don't like what Try said.
Shane Douglas, that's a good one.
Get off my fucking
Yeah, that's
TV,
great.
Shane Douglas, forever.
I do hate that guy.
Do you guys have any honorable mentions that we did not tackle?
I do. I have a group, and then I have a smaller group.
Indeed.
So after Scott Templeton, the first thing I thought about in this, when you brought this list up, was basically anybody Dexter interacts with in the show Dexter.
Yep.
That's a good one.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, again, going back to my initial mission statement for this, it bugs me when character are designed specifically to antagonize our protagonist.
Sure.
That's like all of Dexter. Like Dexter just wants to do Dexter things, and there's always somebody, be it LaGuardia or Dokes or his sister, or Lila West, his sort of girlfriend in the second season, or there's always somebody who's basically threatening to blow up Dexter's spot. And that is where the drama comes from in that show. So can I be mad at these characters even though that's their entire intent? I don't know. That's why none of them made the list, is because I think that is just a function of the show. Dexter is doing something bad. The threat is him getting caught. What is that show if not that dynamic? So I kind of have to give them all a pass.
If I was going to pick anyone there, it would be LaGuardia. She really annoyed me.
I think LaGuardia is probably my least favorite, but even she kind of has a redemption.
Dokes, I love. I got a soft spot for Deb, his sister. But man, LaGuardia,
she gets real bad in the final seasons.
Yeah, I know. But she's still dead. What are you going to do? That's family, bro. That's family. They always suck.
So, I think any single one of them could have been on this list, but I feel like that's a cop-out. And then my other honorable mention is the Emmerich family from the Metal Gear Solid games. Hal is kind of lovable in the first one. He's kind of the worst in the second one, and his sister is the downtown worst. All she does is suck and die. Actually, I don't know if she dies. I feel like she does.
No, she does, because we have to lead her through something, and then she dies, and that's what makes Hal, the total neat afterwards.
Yeah. And, that's the worst part of any of the Metal Gear Solid games, is when you have to, hold her by the hand because she's scared of water. And, also Hal fucked his mom or her mom, and her mom or dad killed themselves because of it or something. I like the general concept of a wussy man to be co-host to Solid Snake, but Hal just whines constantly, and it is insufferable.
I have a quick thing to bring up here. How do you feel about the theory that all of the Metal Gear games are just VR missions?
Oh. Nah. I think that's I think that's a bit of a stretch. I think you can make a reasonable claim that Metal Gear Solid 2 is VR missions. Especially towards the end when the code is literally breaking through. I think it takes away a lot of the emotional depth of those games to say none of this matters, because specifically when it comes to Snake in Metal Gear Solid 1 and 4, it is literally Snake coming to terms with his expiration date / what it is to be a man. He finds out he's a clone. What does that mean? He finds out that he got the recessive genes. What does that mean? That's all of Metal Gear Solid 1. And then Metal Gear Solid 4 is because he's a clone, he's rapidly aging. and he was a super soldier, and now he has to deal with the fact that he's going to die so much sooner than he should. Not from a bullet because he's a fucking super soldier, but from like his genetic makeup. Like I think that's the emotional core of those games. And if you're like you're gonna tell me it's a VR mission, I think it robs it of that.
Well, can I bring up a side hustle to you, if you will?
Yeah.
What if Metal Gear 1 happens,
Mm-hmm.
but as we play it, we are playing as a soldier going through it in a VR mission. So Metal Gear already happens, so there's already a Snake, but we are playing a virtual Snake going through the game in like a meta thing, and we are actually, as we play it, we are building the army that Snake will eventually have to fight against in later
Sure.
games.
I mean, and that is literally what happens. Like in Metal Gear Solid 2, they put Raiden through
Yeah.
the Shadow Moses incident like over and over and over again until he gets it right and becomes essentially a Solid Snake proxy. So I think within canon that's an acceptable thing. And then like as the games go on, especially Metal Gear Solid 2, because it's this weird subversive postmodern thing. They literally are chastising you for feeling like a super soldier in Metal Gear Solid 1. They were like, "No, dog. Real people do crazy like stuff. You played a video game, and now we want you to do that real crazy stuff, but you can't because you haven't actually done it. You played a video game, you fucking puss."
And even in
That's
3, in 3, you kill like a certain person. It's like, oh well, fuck you, got a time paradox. You fucked it
Yeah.
up. You fucked it.
I mean, I think that's like a cute Easter egg, but sure, that could definitely like prop up your idea.
I think the idea is everything has already happened, but we're just playing our version of it.
Sure. I would venture to say Metal Gear Solid 1 happened no matter what. If you want to make an argument about 2 and 3 being VR, I would venture that as well. I think 4 also happens.
Well, no, I think they all happen, but we're just playing.
Right.
Like we're watching a recreation of it.
Yeah. I'll only half argue against that.
Discuss it for
That's
another
pretty
time.
good for Greg.
Discuss it for another time. Yeah.
Yeah. So those are my honorable mentions. You guys got it.
Faith, honorable mentions.
I don't think I have any. I really struggled to come up with this list. I don't think I have the passion it takes you do.
Yeah, I had a few. I had The Wall and Jim Duggan. I didn't want to put Jim Duggan on here because I'm pretty sure Jim Duggan is kind of a piece of shit in real life. I didn't want to like invite that into the list.
Say, it feels like that's a real guy.
Yeah.
Like, that's just
right.
him.
What made him shitty was not his character. What made him shitty was that he was shitty.
That's the same reason I didn't put Hulk Hogan on here.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Like Hulk Hogan was great because he was a politician, worked the backstage. Fuck him.
Right. That's real life stuff.
Yeah. And The Wall, just because, man, fuck that guy.
Ugh.
Fuck The Wall.
He is the worst.
Not knowing how many tables he's supposed to go through. Ugh. That's the same reason I didn't put Mark Madden on here. Man, fuck that guy.
I mean, you could have just done an entire WCW list, in fairness.
Oh, and that's why I didn't. I needed to expand my horizons.
Good for you.
Alright, guys, any final thoughts before we end this show and get ready for next week?
No, this has been long, guys. I'm getting
Ah,
parched. Sorry, I hope
Oh.
y'all didn't have anything important to do.
Yeah, I think we've lost our viewers after we lost connection there for a minute, but we're still
Probably
live,
thought we were
so we'll
done.
see. Yeah.
It has
Yeah.
been showing us our viewers at all this entire time. Wednesday's still watching. Thanks, Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Hey-o.
Yeah, no, this was fun, guys. Maybe I'm about at the end of Hannibal, so maybe by next week I'll have something else to talk about. I'll talk about that Tiger Man.
Oh, homework for next week: The Girl on the Third Floor. The
That's the one with CM Punk, yeah?
the CM Punk horror movie on Netflix. We should all watch it.
Hey,
Um,
no, actually, what I don't know if we want to talk about this on stream or not, but we should figure out how we're going to watch WrestleMania together.
I'll get a hold of you in the next couple of days. I'm still working through that.
Okay. I mean, we could just, like, I don't know how you all have set up, but like, I have 2 screens here. I could just watch WrestleMania over here, and we could just stream over here. So, we'll figure something out.
I guess we could do it that way too. Yeah, we'll talk to you later.
Cool.
But yes, we'll do a WrestleMania stream. It's gonna be great. Join us for
No, it
that.
won't.
It'll be fine.
It'll be WrestleMania.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah.
It'll be a unique WrestleMania experience.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's either going to be interesting and fresh, which is that's like a 4% choice. And then 96% is it's going to be boring and lame and long.
Right.
I play a lot of XCOM, so it's gonna be interesting and fresh.
My problem is I literally don't know half the people in this WrestleMania. Like, I haven't watched actual WWE. I watched the Royal Rumble, and that's it.
There you
So
go.
like,
half the people have dropped out, man, because of Corona.
Yeah,
boy,
That's
is
real.
true.
It's a mystery to everyone at this point.
If you Google WrestleMania, it says it begins at 7 p.m. on April 4th and ends on Sunday, April 5th. I know what they're trying to tell me here, but like, in my mind, Vince finally has his vision of like a 24-hour WrestleMania. I think the kids are doing this on Twitch.
Right?
Everyone's doing a 6-hour Iron Man match.
It's not healthy, but it's fun.
I would just imagine several more hours of pre-show where they're talking to people you don't give a shit about, getting David Otunga's takes on shit. I just imagine several more hours of that.
Yeah, maybe they get Stevie Ray in there. Who knows?
Oh no,
that'd be
yeah,
fun.
that's brilliant.
They do literally have people on their like pre-show that I've just never seen before. It's like, who's this guy with the white person fro? Why is he here?
All right, guys. Thank you very much for joining us. Join us this weekend for our WrestleMania stream.
Yeah, we'll do something. I don't know what, but we'll do something.
Ah,
Wrestle Streamagasm. It's gonna be great.
ooh.
And I've been your host, the man of 1,004 streams, Tyrell Jack Sepictai. Find me on Twitter at 1,004 names.
I am Faith at Carly Pilkers at Twitter.
I'm Killer Greg. You can find me at KillerGreg17 on Twitter.
And until next time, keep making weird lists.